Two. Hey folks, how's it going? We're live. We're holding. Well, that stream run for about 10 minutes before I jump on. But fingers crossed, it remains stable. But we'll see how it goes. Monitoring what the computer's up to. Like OBS is using only like 6% of the CPU right now, which is great. Not even that at times. Using about 44% of the GPU, which is kind of what I want. I got a fairly powerful graphics card. I want the graphics card to be doing the work. So let's see how this goes. We'll switch over to the main screen, see what we're working on. We're working on our Moon Gate for an upcoming game. So we were seating the gems. Did it not save any of my work? I have a feeling everything we did last stream has been lost. Recover last session. Let's try that. Try that one. That looks more like it. There we go. Right, so that's now been updated. Thank God for that. That's a relief. Because yeah, Blender crashed. Well, everything crashed. We're looking good. Let's play some music. Let's play something from my library because I'm going to avoid having anything browser related running on this computer. Just be on the safe side. You never know. If doing this and it still crashes, and at least we know browsers don't make a difference. That's where I just want to check. Music. What do we have here? Yeah, that's only 3 minutes long. That. You realise you listen to a lot of stuff online when you come to actually go to listen to it offline. You go, actually. Let's play this. What's this like? Yeah, sounds right. Something I've not listened to for a long time. Make it a little bit quieter. Cool. turn down my ear a bit. So I think where we got to, obviously it crashed before I saved it. So we remove the bit in the middle here. There's a weird thing going on here. So I reckon if I slice across it, we want to dissolve to there. quite what I was after. Hi, sell emotes. Hey Lisa, how's it going? Sell the best emotes on Twitch. There they are. As I said in Discord, apologies, I've turned all the bots off. So they won't, none of the emotes will show on the stream nor with the chat. But we'll see how things handle. Going insanely horrible at the moment. We'll deal me about it later. Oh no! Oh, sorry to hear that. Hope there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Be a good choice. Hopefully OBS works. Yeah, fingers crossed. If it works, I'll turn things back on and see if it works each time I turn stuff on. There isn't sadly. Oh no. Oh dear, I'm sorry. What have I done here? Yeah, if there's anything I can do to help, of course. Not that I can probably do much, but at the very least, we'll try to be near. I think I'll delete. Let's see. Right, that doesn't break anything. So in theory then, if I let's unselect that because I've spotted a rogue. It's not quite what I was after. Merge vertices at last. That's what I wanted. Just seen your DM, I'm reading it now. Take your time. No, it's yeah, really sorry to hear about his condition. No, so you got your phrasings right there. Oh, I'm so sorry. Quite a couple of days now, so yeah, I'm doing horribly, but that probably go on for. Oh yeah, no doubt. No, I totally feel you. Oh, so sorry to hear that, Lisa. And yeah, it's not something you want to do, nor something you recover from very easily. So yeah, if I don't see or hear from you from a while, then I'm gonna understand. I'm sure Nix will sympathise as well, but yeah, both of us will be fully understanding and happy to chat if you ever need someone to take your mind off it. Try and stay in touch, of course, but yeah, now you know. Might disappear during the stream. Oh, of course, yeah. Thanks a lot. No problem. Yeah, I would never question sort of you needing to disappear at any point. Regardless of circumstance, but especially now. Let's talk about happy things, hopefully. How are you? I am doing quite well, actually. Trying to find motivations to get what I want. Awesome. Yeah. I've been struggling with a few things recently, but it's mainly kind of just wanting to be better, really. That's just focus on the right things, focus on health and all this. But it's finding like these kind of little bits of inspiration. Go, well, you know what, this is a better way of thinking. And it's very easy to neglect your own health when you're worrying about other things. So yeah, trying to be better. Yeah, I'm feeling quite positive though. Sometimes it can be easy to get better at things if you change the mindset. Yeah, and it's holding that mindset as well. Like I can be like, yes, got a good mindset. I can do what I need to do, and then sort of it disappears. I don't know. I just can't hold on to it sometimes. But it's just. There's a good thing. My boss at work today. But we're good friends, my boss and I. So we're the only two people that work in the IT department. And he said a good thing to me today that I'm going to try and do. But he said, you know the lock screen picture you have on your phone. He said, yeah, you can have whatever nice pictures you have on there, but if you're struggling to remind yourself of a goal, is to write down your goals, your objectives, things you want to aim for, and then take a photo of those goals, and that photo becomes your lock screen. So every time you pick up your phone, you're reminded of your goals. And I thought that's a pretty cool idea. Like, that's pretty clever. Yeah, like I write my goals down, but then I don't look at them again. Like my goals, I've got a notebook somewhere that has all my goals in. But the fact that it's somewhere and not in front of me means I don't even know where the goals are, let alone reminded of what the goals are. So yeah, it's having something constantly remind you this is what you're aiming for, this is what you want to achieve, this is what you feel will make you sort of feel better and feel more achieved. Pretty clever. Greetings, doing bad, but you know, hi Jeffrey, good to see you. Sorry to hear the news. The emote would never go, oh no, definitely not. Make goals and remind yourself. Oh yeah. Yeah, some of the coolest emotes those are. Yeah, I'm very much in the belief, that ancient belief that so as long as you remember those that mean something to you, they never truly disappear. So even that emote suggests that he will be around for a long time. Yeah, I'm going to try. The thing is, trying harder to achieve your goals doesn't always work. But remind yourself why you want to achieve the goals, and the reasons behind your motivations, I think, certainly helps better than just keep saying, well, just keep trying to do it. Also a way to keep your spirit alive. Yeah. Yeah, so I believe that also that sort of, as long as you are, you have kind of some kind of spirit of that you don't have with you anymore. It never truly goes away. And I cherish things that remind me of those in the past. I'm just looking at the reflections of that. I'm designing my own tarot deck, by the way. Oh, nice. Made a lot of wobbles today. Awesome. I was going to ask actually, Jeffrey, do you know roughly how tall Wobble is? What is her height? Does she have like a real world height? Like if she was to be standing next to you, like what is Wobble's height? Pretty cool deck. Nice. Looking forward to seeing it. Just keep busy, I understand that. If I'm typing weirdly, I'm not wearing glasses, that's fine. Like, I am dyslexic, so even if you do type weirdly, then I probably won't even notice it. Wobble is 6 meters. In normal armor coverings around 1.5. Or something, since I like short girls. Cool. But probably 6 meters when she floats above the destroyed city as a goddess, yeah. But so standing on the ground as a regular human form, Wobble's about 1.5 meters tall. Yeah, because I'm just wondering, okay, what is the kind of scale of the Wobble? Yeah, if she floats 6 meters in the air, Or is she just 6 meters tall when she kind of like grows to a big god-like goddess, that kind of like Godzilla, like I was in a movie for Space Age retro sci-fi wobbles. Made a couple of them. Show you. Ooh, I'm a big fan of sci-fi. Yeah, for perspective, you ever see like these grids in like Unity or in Blender? Each grid is a meter square. So if I did this, and if Wobble stood next to this gate, from the green line as the ground, Wobble would be about up to this middle stone. So yeah, Wobble will be about from that green arrow to that green line. It'll be about 1.5 meters. Which is kind of, that's kind of what I'm basing the gate on, really. Is like a 6 foot person would walk through with quite a bit of space. Like, it's not like you have to kind of, 1 or 2 people could walk through this. Like, this is so big you can get like a large animal through it. Let's come out of edit mode because I've done what I need to there. Oh, nice. I like the tank top. It's very kind of like 90s, late 80s kind of tank top. I like the grainy effect as well. That's cool. Nice, wearing a Whitechapel tank top as well there. I like sort of the way you've done your eyes in the Whitechapel one. Sort of less anime and more kind of yeah, more natural. Greetings, hey dealer, how's it going, dude? Good to see you. Really haven't been here in a hot minute, huh? That's all good. It's all good. It's always good to see you when you can make it. I don't mind people coming and going as they need to. I don't hold anyone to ransom. But yeah, I hope you've been well though, dealer. We're working on our gate device for an upcoming project. Procured another camera, nice. I like those last two you took. You sent me a photo of. Want to see the cards I've made? 28 plus the back design for the cards so far. Tower deck is 78 though, so it's going to take a while. Yeah, I bet. Wow. Yeah, I'm always interested to see what you've designed. Always find it pretty cool. Like, a really good artist. Like, everything you produce is just kind of spot on. Make tarot cards now. Kawasaki Komori is extremely talented. I've seen a lot of adverts for tower cards. Oh, these files are 15 meg. Oh wow. Well, yeah, you want to. Let me take screenshots. Yeah. Now I'm assuming you're making them with the quality for like print quality. Because yeah, you don't want it to be low quality if you ever want to send them to print. Right, so we've got to do the other stones here. Yeah, I still kind of... I don't know. I'm still kind of in two minds about how these stones look, because having them smooth doesn't, to me, doesn't look quite as cool as having them as jagged, like these jagged designs. Ooh, is this a portal? Yes, indeed, dealer. It is a moon gate. Now, you're not familiar, moon gates are typically gateways into Chinese-style gardens. They're just kind of stone circles. But I think there's other types of moon gate which aren't necessarily Asian. But typically you see a moon gate into a garden. But I like mixing kind of cultures a bit here. So this is kind of more Norse, kind of like European historical mixed with a little bit of Asian kind of stuff, and yeah, just kind of taking inspiration from all over the place. But yeah, this is a portal gate made of stone, and all these gems have kind of energy into them. But I'm making it so these stones are removable. Whereas at the moment these angular stones are kind of just sat there. There's a mistake. I named the hangman wrongly. I now have 2 justice cards. I'll change now. Ah, that's fair. There's a good job you showed me, so you pick up on these things. We start allowing other people to... You kind of go through your creations with other people. You notice stuff. Oh wow. I love the detail in these. That tower one looks cool. It reminds me of Revolt Overthrow. Okay, really like this concept. Ah, glad to hear, dealer. Yeah, so the yeah, I've got upcoming game. I do not like the tower. Okay. We do not like the tower. Okie dokie. Well, I like the design representing it. The tower is the most negative card in turrets. You never want to get the tower in the reading. Okay. I know nothing about tower. Like, all of them look cool to me. Well, I suppose it's probably toppling. Swords 10 you don't want to either. I've heard, yeah. I do recall hearing something about the swords cards that you don't particularly want to get. Might make a comeback to try and make my own hands on it. Ooh. That's cool. Yeah, there's very cool designs though for those cards. I like them. Yeah, but this stone gate. Thank you for 50 left. Yeah, not today. Oh no. We use it to keep yourself busy. Wouldn't the Hanged Man be also pretty awful? Yeah, what does the hangman represent? So I honestly don't know what most of the cards kind of represent. Not as bad as the tower. Okay. I suppose the tower is something like toppling or the falling down of something. Hangman is about sacrifice, but also gaining new perspective in certain ways. Is it that some of the cards can be seen both positive and negative depending how you apply them? Can bring towards better things, especially other cards. Tower is bad. Okay. There's some. Tower never. Gotcha. Tower's always bad. Yeah, because I've heard something like this, sort of, yeah, like the death of something represented by the card is usually like can be seen as a rebirth or opening a space. As you say, can bring better things. But yeah, I suppose that's how you interpret most of the other cards together. So tower does not mean you get really good at Fortnite. There you, your skills and building forts. It's been years since I played Fortnite. Keep being tempted, especially with Lego Fortnite. Nope. It wouldn't be completely surprise me if they ever bring out a Fortnite tower deck. They seem to be marketing everything. Let's do this blue one. We ever make game cards? Game cards? Was in like playable cards? Now I thought about making my own add-on packs. Playing poker with absolute art. Ooh. There we make entire 52 deck of playing cards with unique art would be quite cool as well. Like I have I don't really own many decks of cards, but I do have a Rick and Morty deck of playing cards. I've not actually opened those. But I don't tend to play with cards very often. But I've thought about making like add-on cards to like established card games. There's a game. There's not 10. There's a game that I bought from a Kickstarter from an Australian company called Panda Party. And the concept is that you have pandas, you have a deck of pandas, and you want as many pandas to come to your party. So for each player sat around playing the game, they basically want to have all the pandas at their party. So they have like pandas sat in front of them, and that is the pandas at their party. And for every panda that turns over on the deck, you have to buy that panda with food items. So the pandas have to be persuaded by food items. So it might be they need 2 points of food, but if another player goes, this panda wants 2 points of food, but I'm going to put down 3 points of food to persuade the panda to come to my party, and the other person go, actually, I'm going to put 4 points of food down, but you only have so many food items in your deck. And it's just that, you just basically buy pandas with food to say, hey, I have 4 sticks of bamboo, come to my party. And if no other players wants to challenge your 4 sticks of bamboo, like highest bidder kind of wins thing. Panda Party is the name of the game. I want pandas at my party. Balatro decks. I've only played Balatro once. It seems pretty cool. Blender updated. Did it? What's Blender updated? I'm going to save this before going any further. What version of Blender do I have? Alright. 4.5 drops yesterday. What do I have then? 3.4. So I'm a little bit behind. But yeah, Panda Party is pretty cool. And I thought about adding pandas, because all the pandas are like cool looking pandas. But I was thinking actually making custom pandas to put in the deck, because they just have funny outfits on. But you can have pandas with powers, like by holding this panda in your party, it gives you the ability to steal 1 food item from another player, kind of thing. Or this panda allows you to have 2 turns. So you have some pandas which have extra abilities, and then other pandas are just regular pandas. So the pandas with abilities obviously cost more food. So I was thinking of making my own set of pandas to add into the deck and surprise my friends that have been playing for a while. Anything past 2.7 is fine. That's good to hear. If you're dexterous enough, you can render in pure OpenGL. I did think about that like years and years ago. I was going, oh, so this seems to be like the thing of using OpenGL. I got a book. I think I got a book on OpenGL that a friend gave me. And I kind of flicked through it, massive book, flicked through it and went, not right now. Maybe at some point I'll give it a go. And then Blender becomes a thing and go, you know what, it's actually a hell of a lot easier to make 3D objects now. But I know if you want to do a nice, light, minimal resource kind of thing, that rendering straight in OpenGL. Yeah, but Panda Party is a very simple card-based game that you can have quite a few people playing. And they brought out two top-up decks, like a Halloween deck and a summer party or beach party deck. But because they're Australian, the beach party one is also their Christmas one. Make your own graphics engine and car drivers in machine code. Now, I would love to be able to write machine code. Like, I started writing when I was at college. We learned to do a little bit of close to machine code. It wasn't quite machine code, but it was very close. But we had to do like a module on machine code. Now it's all like moving data into different memory buses and stuff, and it was only really just to explain how machines do it, and then we kind of ticked that off, and then we're doing high level stuff then again. But it's good to understand, okay, this is how stuff gets moved around the like the memory registers and stuff, and you add something into this registry and you add something to that registry and you pull it from that registry and do like a binary sum of that registry and output it back to the screen or something. And all very fun stuff. I think it confused a lot of my college friends, but I certainly enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm still not 100% sold on these smooth stones. I quite like the jagged gems, especially the way that the light reflects off them. So I need to work out how I can make these look more jagged. Because these are actually icospheres. Like, if I go into the edit modes, they're just triangles. But I just need to reduce the vertices on there, I think. Oh yeah, I put a cloth thing on there, didn't I? Decimate modifier, I believe. Awesome, yeah. I was trying to think of what it was called. I want to get rid of this. I don't want the cloth modifier anymore. Can't change them in edit mode. Okay, that probably explains why. No. I want to delete. Okay, so everything's a lot more different now since I've last used it. Yeah, sometimes it's confusing. Can I turn it off there? There we go. That's it. 'Cause the modifier is a switch rather than an add for some reason. This is going to be so much fun. Oh yes. Yeah, the reason I'm doing the gate is the first thing. 'Cause the gate is kind of the main, kind of one of the main plot points as well as one of the main mechanics of the game. So the point is that without the gate is kind of the unique kind of feature. Let's have a look for decimate. Decimate, there we go. You can really fold it up, can't you? Because what I don't get is it's got some kind of smoothing on it. I don't want the smoothing. But I can't see anything that is actually smoothing it. Okay, so this decimate is pretty cool. I think it'd be very good for making rocks, I'd say. So I could probably use this decimate on some of these stones just to give them a bit more angular feels to it. But it's an object mode. Oh, you can right click and shade flat. Ah, okay. Ah, that's what I was after. Thank you, dealer. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, because I was quite happy generally. Oh. See, because that's the actual shape. My pills are slowly stopped working. Oh. Shiny, yeah. Starting to feel again. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? So it depends if you've been wanting to feel or not. Right now, fuck no. Ah. Horse drink. That's exactly what. Anyone going through the day is being completely numbed. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I understand. I'm away. I'm going through the day. Oh, yeah. See, that is the gemstone look and feel I want to go for, but I couldn't work out why these icospheres looked like that and these icospheres didn't. Awesome. Taking these kind of pills where you can't drive for 3 days if you take one. Wow. I take 3 and antipsychotics, sleeping pill, and antidepressant. Oh wow. That's yeah. But they're numbing, no drive are the best. Gonna take more. Yeah, that's quite a concoction there. But if it's helping, that's the main thing. Yeah, done that vocal. Let's rewind the whole thing. Sounds like a yummy cocktail of mystery substances. As I respect it, that's what rock religions did. Not a stable man. I can't deal with shit now. You know how bad I'm going already out of nowhere last month. Yeah. Now this. Yeah, it's also smoking like I have 3 spare lungs. Yeah, I understand. It's whatever's able to get you through it all. Tomorrow evening will be better when it's behind. Yeah. But don't rush yourself to be better. Allow yourself to kind of work through your feelings when you can. Not that you should never have to, but if you have the space and the energy to do so, I will. Good. Yeah, it's always important to leave yourself the space to work through your feelings rather than suppress them, but there's no shame in suppressing feelings if you just can't deal with it, and you just need to kind of slowly trickle that through for you to kind of get through whatever you're dealing with. Yeah, I'm very grateful myself that I've never had to deal with that or anything like it. But I can try and empathise as much as I can. Yeah, pets, right? Yeah, I've lost many, and it certainly isn't easy. But it's been a while since personally, like Nix's mental illness issues themselves. Yeah, mainly the mental issues. Like I can. It was hard with Nix's dog, but because it was Nix's dog and not my dog, it was still hard to kind of work through. But it wasn't as hard for me as it was for Nix, and I can appreciate that. Like with Damien, I think it will be very hard. Because at the moment you can't even walk through the house without being screamed at for some kind of attention. So he makes sure that you are aware of his presence. and that would be a very hard thing to get used to not having. Let's copy these things. The 2 watts, it's not going to be quiet anyway, yeah. At least that's something, some kind of consolation. Like, sort of, going from something to nothing is going to be a lot harder. Not to say it's not hard already, but you do kind of having some kind of barrier to alleviating that at least. I forgot to say, but I've sent a pic of the camera and 2 I took with it in the Arts channel. Ooh, okay. Sarah Cook. Oh, nice. A Nikon. I love the feel of that image. That's it's got almost kind of a retro kind of look to it. The second one is mostly to show the zoom. Because I was like a solid 2 meters away from the bag when I took it. Third. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like the colouring it's come up with. And that zoom is quite good, isn't it? It's a so what was it? It's a 16.1 megapixel, 26 zoom. Pretty decent, that. Very good find. I like the that kind of design of the Nikon, where you kind of grip. You got kind of the curved hand grip. I quite like cameras with that. It's also got digital zoom, because of course it does. Yeah. I understand them putting digital zoom on just kind of boosts it up a bit, but yeah, it's kind of pointless unless you've got a very high megapixel camera anyway. 16.1's not bad. Ooh, excuse me. So yeah, I like cameras with that one hand grip on them. For a 2013 camera, it's really nice. Yeah. I remember using cameras like that. Splits is strong too. Ooh. Yeah, I suppose that stone is sticking out of it, isn't it? Go try out sculpting again because I've not done that in Solid Gear. I think. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I keep meaning to give the sculpting modes a go in this. I might do when I start getting to doing player characters and things like that. But I'm very much a fan of just moving objects around and shaping them geometrically. Certainly for like non-organic stuff. When it comes to organic, sculpting is definitely going to be a better option, I think. Can do with rotating that though. Yeah, I like that. I just need to rotate this way. I keep alt-tabbing and it does not like staying in chat. Funny YouTube shortcuts, yeah. Alt-tab's a bit of a weird one generally with a lot of software. It needs to be a little bit more central, to be honest. Cool. Right, this blue gem. Hide the blue gem. Get on a dog walk, by the way. Be right back, okie dokie. Oh yeah, excuse me. Keep yawning. Let's rename the inset blue. Yeah, also be right back, okie dokie. See you both shortly. Call that to blue. Let's copy the hex code from there. Be right back, like 30 seconds, okie dokie. Do your thing. There we go, that looks much nicer. Ooh, excuse me. I'm not sure if I've been here since. If I've been here since I've got them, but now I have 4 iPhones, all old. 2 6S's, 1 5S, and 1 5. Oh wow! How come you got those? You managed to find them at the same kind of places. I think I've got quite a few 6S's at work from old work phones. Like, not for myself, but from members of staff. Because I seem to just get lumped with all the old tech to look after. Okay, so 2 of them have been gifted by my brother. He got them for about £4. Nice. Yeah, they're still usable in some capacity, then worth having. Add modifier, boolean, and we want to add the inset. 6s, they got more for about £4. 6S's I bought for like 10 because they were locked with iCloud and the people didn't know how to bypass it. Okay. Nice. Yeah, got an iPhone at work that was locked to an iCloud, and managed to unlock it with Apple. But then if you don't immediately set it with a new Apple ID, it relocks back to the old one again, which is annoying. Like, I just want it unlocked, ready to be attached to an ID, not to give it a brand new ID. But it's something I'll go back to eventually. Should I add one, then remove it, then it's done? Yeah, true. Probably should. Just set up a random Apple ID. Get it added. Then take it off. I haven't tried that one yet, no. Because typically, when we give an iPhone to a member of staff, they can add their Apple ID. So they can kind of store stuff with it. So it's still locked to the previous owner's ID. But I do have the receipt in the original box, so I can go back through Apple and say, okay, can we get this unlocked again? And I'll have to just put a random ID onto it. But it's just annoying. It's just annoying. Like, you don't get that with Android phones. Like, you just remove the ID from it and it's good to go. With the booleans, I'd recommend making a rough cylinder in the shape of the hole. Yeah, I should probably just have a cutter. Have a cutter piece and then put the other piece. Yeah, that's probably what I should do. But typically I've already done the rest of them that way. I've only got 1, 2, 3 left. But yeah, that would be the smart thing to do, either. Actually have a cookie cutter piece rather than using the piece that will be there. Because of course I now have to select and go edit and then need to apply the boolean and then remove the bit in the middle. But it's not too bad. But yeah, it's for future reference. I should definitely make a solid cutter. The only reason I understand booleans work now is because I used to model on Roblox Studio, and that was the only way to get anything really detailed at the time. Oh wow, just using negative cutter kind of process. That's interesting. Yeah, I suppose that's you see that in a lot of kind of editors where they just use negative. Yeah, chiseling ice. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you just kind of take one shape away from the other one. At least the time of this one, it's not. So probably just select all adjoining faces. We'll do it that way. But yeah, I just noticed you need a cylinder that's that shape, rather than using the stone, the gemstone kind of cradle. I suppose because the rock is not. If I was being pedantic, I could try and. I want this to kind of be solid, like it's kind of been put into the rock. So it doesn't matter if it's not even, because the rock's not going to be even. And of course you put the stone into it. But yeah, I wanted to also, each of the stones can come out of the rocks, or the gemstones can come out of the rock. But I do want to make the holder part of the stone object, which I'll do afterwards. I kind of like join the meshes, because there's at no point will that need to come out of here. In which case it wouldn't matter really, that the shape behind it's fine. But it's just easy to have it separate for now and just kind of work on it later. Because as part of the game, at least 2 of these stones won't be in there. And they'll need to be replaced. But I'm thinking potentially it might be more than one instance where there's a stone missing, and the player would have to find the missing stone to replace it. Or if I think of like a fun animation where the stones kind of come out of here as part of the animation. Because I suppose they could float out of their sockets and probably spin or something. I don't know. I've had a few ideas for animations, but I want to give myself the option to actually do something with the stones rather than just being a coloured part of the mesh. Right, let's save that. Need to get into the habit of saving, because I was thankfully saved by an autosave when Blender crashed for me last week. We do have this it's what I'm calling the moon, the gem moon for now, but it's an idea I'm toying with, that each of the different coloured gems will bring forth this gem, this moon gem, which will then form the portal. But I've not fully decided exactly how that's going to work, because it literally became an idea last week, or the week before. Just messing around with, oh, that's something I could do. I could have it generate its own sort of additional moon gem, which will then collapse into a stable vortex portal. Right, let's copy. We'll do that purple, the orange, and the pink, and then we're done for that. And then we can go around and combine the meshes for the bits. But I want to be absolutely happy with the way it looks before I start combining meshes. So it's not important right now, but I think eventually, before I actually start using this as a game asset, I will combine it. Let's put my Fitbit on charge. So it's been telling me it's running low. Yeah, 16%, that's not bad. We're charging now, at least it's ready for tonight. Back, welcome back. Hope you had a nice walk. Right, let's copy the blue gem and the blue inset. Copy and paste. Bring that down to here. Let's give that a rotate. Let's find the actual pink gem. So you can see I've already made the original gemstones I had as a child object of the main stone pieces. Am I happy with that placement? It's all very much by eye. There's no real accuracy going on here. Yeah, that seems okay. Call that pink. Call that pink. bring the hex over to here. Yeah, probably need to go through and delete some of those textures. Let's put the modifier Boolean. Make sure I'm happy with the... Yeah, I'm happy with the way that looks. Okay, let's apply that. Hide the inset. Cool. Let's put that in there. And put that into there. 2 more gemstones. Now if I apply gravity to all the gemstones, they'll just kind of topple out the gate. Let's go. It's only 11:44 p.m. For you, maybe. I thought it was like 2 a.m. or something. What the flip? How long have you been staying up? Yeah, if it's 2 a.m. for me, it would be midnight, I suppose. A lot. Okay. Yeah, for it to be 2 a.m. for you, it has to be midnight for me. And I have streamed till midnight sometimes, but not today. I have work in the morning. Start binge reading. Start binge reading a lot. Okay. 10:44 for me. Over 80 chapters left. Wow. Yeah, earliest time here only 9:45 now. I'll be streaming for another 15 minutes at least. I need to go through these and remove them somehow. I think I'm actually sitting in my living room for the first time today instead of bed. Like mental narcotic abuser I am. No. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to just change your space a little. Now I don't do it very often, but I do like to sit in my my living room occasionally with my parents. And just kind of just chill there. Not very often, but I do. Having sit there means when going to bed, the day ends and tomorrow comes. Yeah. Yeah, certainly try and change your spaces a little bit. Now I can just fall down my own filth in one long big slur. Wait. That's not English. Slow's Dutch. Okay. Slur means swear word here. Okay. Oh yeah. A slur. A slur is English for like a bad word, swear word, I suppose. There are many slurs. Well, a slur is typically a swear word directed at a group of people. There's a group of words. Like calling a minority group a certain word becomes a slur. Things continue dragging on. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realise that. Yeah, it's a thing in Dutch. So when your life is boring as fuck, you're in a slur or slur. No, we don't really use it that way actually. I think slur is more of a category as opposed to an actual word. So the SLUR is a category for a group of words that have a demeaning meaning for a group of people. For English. It's interesting it's used that way in Dutch though. You can say like you can call all French people like a particular swear word and that would be kind of a slur towards them. I say the French because the English and the French will say things anyway. Not that I have anything against the French. Curse you, French! Yeah, curse you, French people. Right, let's copy that pink and copy that. On pink it shall be orange. Oh, wrong key. Orange. Probably about there. Kind of about like that. We should copy the hex code from the orange, and then we should delete the orange gem. And call that orange. Rename that as well. Orange. Struggling not to hit the caps lock key for some reason at the moment. Now, am I happy with the placement of that? A bit more about there. Cool, I'm happy there. Let's hide the orange gem. Yeah, probably needs a little bit of rotation on that. Does Nyx do anything with Tarot? I know they're spiritual. Certainly not at the moment. I'm not sure if they've ever looked into it or not. No, I've not really thought about it. Any specific practices not too private to share? Read you anything? Now Nyx is very much against Ouija. Because Nyx seems to attract enough without kind of directly inviting. Does that make sense? So there's no point kind of calling up spirits any more than need be. Never good stuff you bring, no. No, so yeah, Nyx is very much against kind of inviting any more than there already could be. It's fair enough. But no, there's nothing really that Nyx would practice, to be honest. That looks a bit better. Might set it in a little bit more though. Switch devices. Ooh. There we go. It's just poking out. That's what I want. Just poking out the stone a little. Also against Tower? I don't think they're against Tower, because Tower is more kind of a channeling, isn't it? Channeling a fortune. To my knowledge, at least. So something I'm not really talked to about. Like when we visit kind of old sites, it's also kind of good to talk about the history of a site and stuff. And speaking of Tower, by the way, you know Mixing Up, of course. You got me into it, yeah. So I'm still using Mixing Up despite the bot not being active. Cause I've made a separate thing on OBS that I removed all the bot overlays. I have a turret point redeem in my stream. I take a real card for the viewer. I'll rewind that again because I don't like that last track of the album. I was thinking of getting my digital cards in Mixing Up, and every time someone does the redeem, Mixing Up randomizes one of the 78 possible. Yeah, there's I reckon it's possible because you can make there's a random number generator in Mix It Up, so you could tell it to pick a number between 1 and 78, and then you can plug that number in to maybe a function call that will call the. If you put each card on its own function, like we'll call this if this number is this, call this if this number is this, call that one if the number is this. I can certainly try making. I can try having a play with Mix It Up and go, okay, if I even do like 4 images, just 4 random images, 1 to 4, and whatever number it picks, it comes up with it. But I'm sure that kind of thing would be possible. I like the concept of tarot cards, but what if I have to face against somebody running a Tower Mirror clone cycle deck? They added XP to YouTube streams. I don't know. Have they added points? So the bot itself will keep tracker points. So you can have third party. Because I have points. I don't use the points, but you guys all have points. It's just that there's no point you knowing what points you have because there's nothing to spend your points on. But I can probably tell you what your points are. Although, does it? Let's have a look. Yeah, so I got it for every kind of user. So Colt Hikikomori on no, like channel XP. I've not seen anything for YouTube channel XP. Ranked chatting. Oh, I know you can have. I know you can spend money for like YouTube partners. You can spend like super chats. I've seen like super chat where you pay money and your chat gets highlighted with like a colourful thing, so the streamer can see it easier. Oh yeah, saw that last time I used YouTube with me. Okay. Oh, might be something I need to look into. I was gonna say, yeah, as far as like my bot points, like Colt Hikikomori on Twitch has 27,000. Colt Hikikomori on Glimish has 9,800. Colt Hikikomori on YouTube has 39 points. There was first, second, and third with 37. Oh, so it's actually ranked. It actually gives you ranking, as you say. Like, oh, so in self promo, yeah, you could easily do like a super chat of certain chat. Yes, okay. Yeah, I don't tend to watch a lot of YouTube live streams. There's only really one. Yeah, there's only really one or two YouTube channels I will, at the very least, watch their live stream afterwards, if not live. Saint MBB. Oh yes. Oh. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you got 150 XP there, dealer. Wasn't Max about to ban me that day? Yeah. Max said, "Hey, man, what's going on?" Oh yeah, it's just Jeffrey. It's fine. Yeah. We don't see Max around often enough for him to realise these things, unfortunately. He's a busy man. Let's go Bouillon. But you were telling us about Nix and you visiting our place. Oh yeah, so when Nix and I went up north to visit like the old ruins of castles and like stone circles, you know, with kind of like an arrangement of stones. And yeah, just kind of walking around these places, and Nix was able to kind of tune in to kind of certain things going on. Nothing specific, but like for me, it was just like cool looking stones. Like I got nothing other than the visual, but yeah, Nick's kind of picked up on a bit more, which is pretty cool. Like I just never had that. Ever been with them and having seen shit move like, where, like okay, I indeed shouldn't move, since you said a lot attracted to it. No, not physically. I've been on like Discord, so been on Discord calls before, and not anything moving, but sounds. So that's an interesting one. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that certainly should not be a thing. I wouldn't sleep at night. No, no. Fortunately, Nick's is safe. Apparently, they have an agreement. Ghost and Home want to play some ranked, yeah. Ranked competitive prop hunt. Start the very first otherworldly LAN party. If I were ever to exist on any other plane, I would be absolutely gutted if I couldn't still interact with computer technology. You wouldn't like that. No. No, if I had to exist in some kind of plane and I couldn't interact with any, well, I don't know, it depends if your motivations change at that point. But for me, sort of being able to interact with technology is certainly a big part of my life. So I'd hope it would be a part of any other existence. But you never know about that point. Motivations and needs might be different. Oh, I misheard that. Okay. Before you said that when in the afterlife, I hope it's without electricity. I was like, fuck that. No, no, no. No, I say maybe motivations are different by the time you get to that kind of existence. Like you go, you know what? I do not need this. But as it stands, I very much do need it. Did I not didn't rotate the orange the gem, did I? That's annoying. With great power comes great electricity bill. Yeah, indeed. Okay, that seems alright. Probably just need to set in slightly more. Cool. Okay, it's just the purple one to do, and then we'll sign off, I think. Big moon gem. Definitely looking better with the little bronze inset gem holding spaces. Oh, he's back. Welcome back. Right, we want the yellow gem and yellow inset. So copy and paste. About there. Let's give us a rotate. Cool. And now let's why are KFC wing bones so flimsy? I'm assuming because they're they have to be light, and therefore once they're cooked, they go very soft. So no bird bones sort of kind of hollow through them, so there's not much rigidity in them. If you want a technical answer. A bit down at 3% power and they snapped in 4. Yeah, the cooking would soften them and weaken them. Purple. Purple. Put that hex code in there. Nice. Okay, let's do a little cutty out. Am I happy with the placement? Yeah, I think I'm happy with that placement. Probably need to set it the angle around a bit better though. Inset purple, make sure I get both of them attached. Just rotate it. So it's got aligned with the stone. Probably rotate it this way a little bit. Cool. Let's set that back. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so purple insets there, purple gem, hide that for the moment. Let's go to here, find the one with the Boolean modifier. Hide that. Interesting, it's got like a cut through it. Oh, probably because the angle of the stone. Ah, damn. We're attached. Oh, are we? No, I don't think we are attached. Okay, so I forgot to mention, but I've acquired a mythical companion called a girlfriend in many moons since our last visit. Nice! Congratulations. Hope that's going well. They are indeed a very mythical creature. Oops, not what I wanted to do. Whereabouts did you meet, if you don't mind me asking? I was fortunate meeting Nyx through shared activities, doing acting together. Delete those. We'll deal with the weird anomalies. There must have been a couple of small faces I didn't see there. Ah, we've got one of these again. Booleans tend to make these, unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, it's okay. To a certain extent, I don't mind dealing with these little bits. It's just nice to clean them up. Just want to make sure I'm aware of what's attached to what. We met while she was passing through my city, exchanged info, and it's been going pretty well since then. Nice. Sounds awesome. Happy to hear that. Distance gap is not insignificant though, like 600 kilometers or 400. Ooh, yeah, that's an unfortunate. Okay, so that is part of that. Okay, half a day via train. Wow. Yeah, that's quite a distance to deal with. Yeah, very fortunate with Nix. It's only half an hour by car, if that. But I have dated someone who was like a about 2 hour drive. That's about as much as I've had to deal with. So I've been very fortunate. These and I have been living together for 8 years. Wow. That's pretty cool. It's really nice, yeah. And just minimizing the distance to deal with this. So that is one face there. It's got like a very weird kind of... Yeah, just thinking if I can dissolve that. Yeah. And I wonder if I merge... Can I merge these three vertices together? So now if I end up dissolving vertices, it ends up losing faces. Merge at... Collapse? Yeah, it's a little bit awkward on there. Merge at last. Ah, that's what I wanted. That looks a bit better. But that could still work. So I dissolve. A bit more jaggedness, yeah. So if I dissolve that vertice, oh, okay, that one's fine. It all depends. All depends how it's all connected. Yeah, that one's. Yeah, that's fine. Considering it's supposed to be a naturally occurring rock, it doesn't matter. I just don't want it to look like it's got weird artifacts. So again, you're not going to really see the inner part, because the idea is you've got this brassy holder set into the stone. But I want it to look like it's been cut and then that kind of been moulded into it. Now what's better? Does that look better as a... I wonder if that looks better like that. So it matches the stone exactly. Or better, is it being smoothed? The stones themselves are now like that. It probably looks a bit more realistic if that was kind of like set to match the gemstone that's going in it. I don't have a think about that. So I could hide all the stones. There we go. Now I've got a gate missing their stones. So if I clashing style sword breaks immersion, yeah. Let's go flat. Yeah, I think I like it better with the flat shading on that. So that's it. This is now what the gate would look like when all the gemstones are kind of missing. Like if you see a 4 billion vert model in RuneScape Legacy, not really well received. No, that's one thing I'm very conscious of like using found models and stuff, found assets, because it's not always going to match up with the rest of your style. So for the most part, I do want to make these kind of things so everything has the same kind of quality or lack of, and it all just have a similar kind of theme rather than go, well, I found a thing, I want to make a game with it. There's going to be certain assets which I like, but I'm going to like remodel them, either like sort of use a different shade on them, or do a little bit of modification of the mesh, or the material, definitely materials, but maybe like use the mesh as a base to kind of build upon. But out of the box, it's going to be very hard to make them all fit. Yeah, but I like that, and then we can just insert all the stones. What I will have to do is probably put like a very mild light source on the gems, so they kind of emit a little bit of light when they're active. So from the player perspective, it kind of glows a bit more in the colour rather than just being reflective. But I'm happy with that. That's pretty cool. I like it. Make them glow. Yeah, so I'm probably going to have to look into like the best way to kind of have lighting. As sparkles, yeah. Little like special effects going on. As I said, this gate here is like a main feature. So I'm not even 100% happy with the actual stone. Like that texture, I feel can be better. And maybe even put a slight decimate modifier on some of them just to make them not so chiseled. But I don't know. I kind of like them being fairly flat, but I don't know if it's too flat. They do have some angles on them, but I don't want it to look like it's just rocky bits stuck together. I want it to look like it's purposely been put together by some culture of the past. It's feeling like Stonehenge in the south of England, kind of. Like, those stones are there with purpose. They're not just a few jaggedy stones thrown together. They're like, they've been shaped, they've been made into something. Which is kind of what this is. This has been made into something. These stones have been kind of chiseled a bit. I feel like a smaller stone ring inside connecting the gems might do that. Smaller stone inside. Maybe a bit darker. Maybe a smaller stone ring inside connecting the gems. You want to sort of like sat just inside here, you mean? Or like stone around... Oh, you mean, sorry, actually like it in a ring set around here, yeah. I'll think about that one. Yeah, because I don't want to overdo the detail, but at the same time it needs to have enough to make it recognisable and unique. So I don't want this to just be like any stone circle you might find online. But yeah, I think what... It might be the case of the stone texture might just need to be... Might find a better one. But I'm happy with that for now. So yeah, I'll work on making the inset pieces part of the actual stone mesh at some point. But I definitely want the gems to be attached but not part of it. And yeah, definitely want to make sure the gems can glow. But it's going to be fun making the animation of like the portal opening up. I'm still, let's say, toying with the idea that this kind of, what I'm calling the moon gem, forms through... I'll probably do like little rays from each of them. Got some magic runes to show a bit on how they'll work. Yeah, I was thinking the thing of putting runes on here. How they work, yeah. But yeah, I was thinking having some kind of rune system. Certainly to kind of activate these gems, there would be the means of like interacting with runes, I'd say. It's 12:30 in English. It is not Englishing. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to wrap up here anyway, because it's getting late for me. And it's certainly late for you and everyone else. Thank you all for joining us. I'm going to switch over to my other camera and I'm going to make sure this is definitely saved. But I'm happy with that. Thank you all for your help. Next week I will try and do something else. I'm happy generally with it. But thank you for streaming, thank you for being here. So thank you Lisa, thank you Jeffrey. We'll be thinking of you both. And thank you Dila as well, it's always good to see you. And say no stream on Friday because I am going out to watch a movie. But my next stream will be on Monday next week, hopefully. And we'll probably see you there. So hope the rest of your weeks go well in some capacity. And I shall see you then. Good night. See you Monday. Have fun at the films. Will do indeed. Thank you all for being here. Have a good night. I shall see you then. Good night.